Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the ranks of Valaverse with an in-depth review of the Action Force Steel Brigade figure, which was a Zolocon exclusive. Now this modern military warrior is loaded with gear, articulation, and nostalgia. So let's get started. So when the license for Steel Brigade expired, Bobby swiftly picked it up. And he has reimagined this fan favorite figure for a modern collector in this Action Force line, complete with real-world military detail, modular loadout system. Now, I picked up this figure at the DFW GI Joe action figure show this past month. I also picked him up with this year's show exclusive, the Praetorian Fury. Now, let's go ahead and open him up. He's got this really cool Action Force shipper style box, and let's go ahead and pop him out and get him out. And we get to see this old Palatoy retro style Action Force packaging. So let's go ahead and check this beauty out. Now we get to see Action Force Steel Brigade Special Corps. We have the logo here, right? And then we have the Valaverse logo, which is down here at the bottom. We get to see this beautiful blister card here, and the figure is tightly in there for ages 14 and up. Just take a look at that guy right there. And we get to see the back of the packaging, and these are some of the Series 5 figures here. We have Colonel Siege, Atlas, Senshi, and Sidewinder. I'm really super excited about the Dia de los Muertos coming up here with, I believe it's Sidewinder. Yeah, there he is right there. It's going to be a really cool figure. We have the Vanguard, right, with Reaper Driver, and Mail Away Pandora, so another great figure. And here we have the Steel Brigade file card, right? And the Action Force points, right? I'm really digging that they're doing this, that they're actually having collectors have the ability to get figures by turning in points. Thanks, Bobby, for doing that. Really appreciate it. But there we go. This is the packaging. So let's go ahead and pop him open and take a look. Okay, I went ahead and removed this blister pack here, separated it a little bit. We get, of course, the Action Force stand. Just take a look at that. Very nice, right? Very cool. Get to see that on there, right? Get to see Valaverse, right? 2024, here we go. Nice stand. I love these Valaverse stands. And just take a look at how many hands he comes with. He comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 5, 6, and then 7, 8. 8 pairs of hands, guys. That's pretty cool. And we have the figure, of course. We have the rifles and stuff. And let me go ahead and get him removed from this. There is a tie in there, so let me go ahead and get him out of there. Okay, now that I cut the tie off of him, let me go ahead and pull up all the sets of hands here that we get with this figure here, so we can kind of get an idea of what we are dealing with here. Just take a look at that, guys. We have 6 extra hands along with the 2. You have a total of 8 different hands, and just take a look at that. Very nice, very nice. Put those here. We already talked about the stand. And very nice, cool backpack. Right? Just take a look at that. Just look at all the detailing on this backpack. Of course, the peg goes in his back. The logo right there. Just take a look at all the detail on that backpack. And, oh, we have, I believe this is some kind of night vision. Yep, right there. Goes on his helmet, right? Yep. Attaches to the helmet. Very cool. Very cool. Just take a look at that. And then we have 2 rifles. Not 1, but 2 rifles. Right? Let's take a look at that. Very cool. Very nice detailing on them. Here's the other rifle here. Look at that. Wow, pretty cool. And then let's get to the figure here. First of all, he's got a sidearm right here. He's got a pistol, right? Let's take a look at that right there. Very cool. Very cool. Let's put it back in the holster. Right, there he goes, right in there. He's got some extra clips here, right? And they are removable, the clips. They come out. They go in, right? And just look at his boots. Let's take a look at the detail on those boots. Treads, there we go. Right? Look at all that armor. And just the holsters. Smoke grenades. Oh, and he's got a knife too. Just take a look at that. He's got a really nice knife that goes in there. There we go. Very cool. Very cool. Got some really nice, again, he does have a helmet. He does, again, we talked about the interchangeable hands. He's got a really nice tactical vest, right? The rifles we talked about, the sidearm, the knife. And again, just take a look at that head sculpt there. Look at that metal, almost a chrome looking helmet. Super cool. I saw this thing and I said, oh my goodness, I had to have it. But just take a look at that and we get to see the articulation again. Very nice, right? You got this armor plates here, these guards here that kind of just limit his motion that ways, but he does move. He does move. He does bend. Got a nice little belt there. His legs. His knees. Both ends there. Very nice. The ankles. And the legs twist there a little bit. Let me go ahead and just look at just the sculpted texture of the uniform. I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. Those boots are super cool. Let me go ahead and set them up and we'll continue to take a look at them. Now this figure boasts over 30 points of articulation. He's got, again, double jointed knees, butterfly shoulders, drop down hips. You can pose this figure dynamically, whether he's going to be storming a compound, holding a perimeter, either way. Now let's compare him here also with how he scales up with some of the other Action Force figures. These are slowly becoming my favorites. I've got one more that I didn't put out here, but Trigger has always been one of my favorite Action Force figures right there. Trigger. There he is here, Steel Brigade, right? Steel Brigade, Special Corps right there. And then this is the other figure that I picked up at DFW, the DFW Exclusive for 2025, is the Praetorian Fury. Now, one thing to note about this figure here now, starting with this figure here, I made a video on it, a short on it. These have removable arms, interchangeable arms, so you can start from after this figure, you're going to be able to customize them and change out arms and move arms around. So that's a cool feature. But this is, for this price point, And for the detail that you get, these are some of the best figures out there in the market, in my opinion. And like I said, I am new to collecting this scale of figures here. I do collect, or I have collected Black Series, but I kind of stopped. But I've really gotten into this Valaverse Action Force, and these are just some really cool figures. And I mean, this last DFW show, it just, when Bobby made the announcements of some of the figures that are going to be coming out, and then he announced the Action Force 1944 Valaverse, where he's going to be working on World War II action figures, and he's going to have the Allies and the Axis figures. That's just going to be super cool, and I'm really looking forward to those as well, to increasing my collection. So here he is. This is how he compares and he scales up with some of the other Action Force figures that I have. If you're building your Action Force army, the Steel Brigade is a must-have. Drop a like if you enjoyed this review, and comment down below. What's your favorite Valaverse figure so far? Don't forget to subscribe for more figure reviews, toy hunts, collector content. I try and drop a video at least once or twice a week, every other couple of days, whenever I have time. But the more figures that I'm putting out, I still have quite a bit in my collection. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you would also give me a like, a thumbs up on this video, and comment. And if you're interested in receiving more content in the future, go ahead and turn on notifications, because you'll be alerted every time I drop a video. So let's add to the action with Action Joe Figs.